In your dreams, close your eyes and believe in magic as I hold your hand. Close your eyes, believe in magic. Close your eyes, believe in magic. Close your eyes, believe in magic. Close your eyes, believe in magic, believe in magic. Hello to all of you beautiful Earth Angels, wherever and whenever you may be listening to this show across the entire globe. And happy 2019. Today is Saturday, January 5th. And I'm your host, Shishi O'Donnell, coming to you live from Los Angeles, California. I am a life, love, and relationship coach, divine lifestyle consultant, certified angel therapy practitioner, and much more. And you're now listening to International Angels Network. We are a show that explores angels, healing, metaphysics, and other empowering topics. And we are a live call-in show, so give us a ring at 516-453-9162. That is 1-516-453-9162. You can also Skype into the show for free from anywhere around the world. You'll see a Skype icon on the Blog Talk website while we're live on the air, and make sure you press 1 on your phone keypad or Skype keypad if you would like to speak with me or our guest today, and then you will be in the queue. International Angels Network is now sponsored by Audible. You can get a free audiobook of your choice today by visiting audibletrial.com/international angels. I'm delighted to have a very inspiring guest with us today with a unique life purpose, Jen McCarty, out of England. Jen is a leading luminary in the Ascension and Twin Flame community who teaches and guides pioneering and leading change makers in the spiritual community. After chanting the mantra Om Namah Shivaya at age 21 in the Himalayas, Jen experienced a life-changing Kundalini awakening, and she moved over into 3rd to 5th dimensional consciousness. She's now 43 years old and has devoted her whole adult life to the spiritual awakening path, mastering many disciplines along the way, and she is here to share her wisdom and knowledge with us today. Welcome to the show, Jen.
Hi. Hello?
Hi. Yes, I hear you.
Can you hear me?
So glad you could be with us today.
Thank you so much.
And so, I understand it's below zero in London right now.
Yeah, I'm actually living in Glastonbury, which is also known as Avalon.
Glastonbury. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
I saw something on your page about the below zero and helping the homeless people and giving them shelter. I thought that was very lovely of you. So I'm sorry you're experiencing a deep freeze. And here we are I'm actually technically in Chicago. I'm going back to LA tomorrow. I've been with my family in Chicago, and it's 45 degrees in Chicago. And guess what? It's 45 degrees in LA. So it's pretty interesting that it's the same. I don't have my usual, I usually look forward to coming home to LA. I get off the plane, I kiss the ground, and I say, thank you, God, that I live where it's 70 degrees, 24 hours a day, but it's cold there, but that's okay. We can have it cold every once in a while. So tell me about your Kundalini awakening experience that you had when you were 21. So this really just kicked you into a new dimension. That sounds pretty incredible.
I was always a very deep soul, and I got interested in astrology in fact, my mum told me, she said, when you were 5 years old, you went to school, your teacher asked you to go to school, and you bought an astrology book, and teachers couldn't believe it. So I think I was showing definitely an interest in all things spiritual from a young age, but I certainly wasn't awake. And but by the time I got to India, I just I felt like I was being guided to meet a very important soulmate, and I was having visions of meeting this man who was like a teacher and a lover sort of thing, and I was having visions of meeting this man, and I was being guided on this sort of like inner quest to find him, and lo and behold, I found him, and my spirit team told me that his name was Christopher, and he was an aspect of my own higher self, which was called Christopher. And then I was having business of meeting him, and I was guided high up to the Himalayan mountains. And the first thing he said to me was that his spiritual name is Christopher. And then all of a sudden, it just opened up this it just became a massive fairy tale from that moment. And then this woman manifested out of nowhere, and there was about 10 of us in the group, and she just sort of made a beeline for me, and she just said, you have to chant the mantra Om Namah Shivaya. And I'd never heard of mantras, I'd never heard of Om Namah Shivaya, but she was so adamant that I had to just non-stop chant Om Namah Shivaya, that I was like, all right, then I will. And so then I was with this the man whose spiritual name was Christopher. He guided a big group of us very high up to the mountains, and I was just like obsessively chanting Om Namah Shivaya. And then we got to the top of the mountain, and then all the group was sort of sitting there having a cup of tea because we just arrived. And I was guided to go and be on by myself, and I was chanting Om Namah Shivaya, and I left everyone, and I was by the sort of edge of the mountaintop, and I looked up, and I just saw this massive light appeared in the sky, but it wasn't even that it was an external light. It was like my inner light went on, and I saw this light, and I realised as I saw this light that I was in the presence of God. And how I knew I was in the presence of God was that I really, really hated the word God, because I'd had a Catholic upbringing and I'd really rebelled against the word God. But in that moment, I understood. It was like my third eye just blasted open, and I realised that God is the vibration of love. God is the vibration of eternity, where each soul was created, and where each soul that will return, and that our whole purpose in life is to be in that knowing and that remembrance of God consciousness. So in this literally a split second, my third eye just blasted open, and I suddenly felt the presence of all these ascended masters, such as John Lennon, Bob Marley, Yeshua, Magdalene, Archangel Michael, Gandhi. There was quite a few amazing ascended masters, and they were all like cheering, and they were all celebrating, because one soul had woken up from the Maya. Like it's no mean feat, to wake up from the Maya. So yeah, so there was this big celebration, and then the light, it came through my crown, and then as it descended down into my lower chakras, it got to my sacral area, and then suddenly I just started crying. Like I started really deeply sobbing, because that's where I'd carried all the fear, like in my sort of asleepness and in my state of forgetfulness, like where I had forgotten about God, like I'd carried those fears in my sacral, and it was like suddenly they were just being cleansed, and they were just being purified, and they were just being washed away, because I knew that the only thing that's real is God, and if it's not that, then it's not true. So everything was just washed away and cleaned, and and so had that experience. Probably lasted about 10 minutes in Earth times, but I went from being an asleep person to an awakened person at a very, very young age, with no guides, no teachers, no gurus, no community, nothing, just me and myself and the angels and of course God. And so I had that experience, and then I was guided to go and tell this brother Dean, who's also, his name's Christopher, spiritual name is Christopher. And I told Dean, and he told me that exactly the same thing had happened to him when he was 21. And so he understood what had just happened to me. And then that night, we went to sleep and woke up the next morning, and then suddenly it was like the angels were just singing to me continuously about the nature of reality, and they were like teaching me about eternity and about oneness and about infinity and about love, and like, whereas before those words were like two-dimensional words. I didn't really, in my sleep state, I didn't really understand love or eternity or infinity. So, but when in my awake state, I understood, like, with the deepest cell of my being, those words. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's incredible. So that's how you knew you were in the fifth dimension. You were basically, the angels were singing oneness, unity, love, heart-centered consciousness. And so did you stay in that state of connectedness since then?
Well, so yeah, that was I went into a very, very deep samadhic state, and that lasted for over 6 months. And the second day after my awakening, it was like I was in like communion with God basically, and I was shown who I am. I was shown that the Christ cells dwelled in every single one of my brothers and sisters. I was shown like deeply and implicitly that we all are carriers of the flame of Christ. And so suddenly it was like my whole relationship with every single being in my life transformed, because I realized I was in the presence of holiness. Like no matter who you are, no matter where you are, we're all equal. Like we're all equally holy, we're all equally divine. And so, you know, and I awoke into who I am. I awoke into what my mission is on this earth. And I was told that my primary mission really is through being a transmitter of this truth of unity consciousness, of God consciousness. And I would mainly be doing that through music and spoken word. And that was what was communicated. And also it was communicated to me that I would be a fashion designer. And actually I was a fashion designer for 11 years. So, but what happened was I went into a very, very, you know, extremely high alt state of consciousness for 6 months. And then I arrived back in the UK. And then when I got back to the UK, it was kind of like from being sort of flying, even though I was always grounded in my awakening experience, I just felt like I landed. So it was really, really time to earth and really ground that awakening and bring this teaching and that knowing and remembrance back to the West and back to my family and back to my friends, and, you know, sort of make it a reality, you know, in the Western culture. And then that was a whole massive journey within itself, you know, being awakened, being very, very young. Yeah, so there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, so you're an expert on twin flames, and I've been doing readings since 2001, and I have to tell you that
Sorry, you just cut out then. Could you say that again?
Yeah.
Sorry, you just cut out.
Yeah, I've been doing readings since 2001, and I have to say that is one of the most frustrating subjects I've run across, because so many people are heartbroken over thinking they found their twin flame, including my teacher, Doreen Virtue, who went on and on at that time in 2001 about how she met her twin flame, Stephen Farmer, and they were, you know, had all these parallel life experiences, and then they finally, you know, they almost met many times, but they finally got together, but they had a terrible divorce, I think, and so it's kind of ironic to me that even the ultimate angel teacher who thought she found her twin flame then had that crash and burn, and many other people. So I have to say, I don't want to do twin flame readings because I don't understand it. And I would, since you are an expert on it, would love to hear what, once and for all, what is a twin flame, and how, you know, because so many people say if you meet that twin flame, it's your last life on earth. It's another aspect of your own soul. But I think I would love for you to shed some light on the significance of it and what it is and why so many people think they find their twin flame and then it doesn't work out.
Okay, so that's kind of two questions. And the first part is that I've sort of like coined this understanding, and that is that there is this phenomena that is called a twin flame, and there's your actual genuine bona fide twin soul. Okay, and I've been working with people on this journey like extensively for 3 years, and out of probably like 1,000 sessions, I've probably only had 20 sessions with people that are in genuine twin soul connections. It is still extremely rare, but there is a phenomena that is called the twin flame phenomena, where that person is presenting as your twin flame, and you're getting all this. In fact, I had that with that man Christopher that I spoke about, and he was my catalyst twin. So I speak a lot about catalyst twins and the purpose of catalyst twins. And the purpose of catalyst twins, it's like, you know, as we're angelic beings, we incarnate into a third dimensional realm, and our heart centers become very, very hardened by being in this matrix. And so the garden of our heart becomes quite sort of like neglected, and there's a lot of weeds, okay? So the catalyst twin, we make a soul contract with the catalyst twin or the false twin or the near twin, many names for it, to come into our life. And what they do is they trigger us so badly. They trigger us with all of our wounding, all of our core wounds, and they enable us to do the work of actually getting in there and pulling up these weeds of these old programs, clearing out all of this old programming, and actually preparing the garden of our heart for our genuine twin soul that does come along. Because in my awakening journey, my Kundalini awakening was catalyzed by my catalyst twin. Actually, it was through meeting Dee and the mantra Om Namah Shivaya. That was exactly the chemical sort of like equation that I needed to awaken me. And then, but he was my catalyst twin. But I believed he was my genuine twin for 10 years. 10 years of my life. I was like, how can you not be? How can you not be?
Right.
Like,
so a catalyst twin is someone who you're so sure they're the right person, but they're there to really prepare you for your actual twin flame. And it can be confusing. That explains why it's confusing.
Yeah, and we've actually been married to them more times on the earth plane than we have to our true twins, because it's so rare for that frequency to be able to anchor on the earth. We've actually been married to them, so the signs and the synchronicities and everything is off the charts with the catalyst twins, you see. Yeah. So that brings us to our... That brings us perfectly to our topic today, which is the ascension of Gaia and the role of divine partnerships in that shift. So I'd love to talk about that. Sure. Did you want me to talk about what my spirit team has shown me about what is a twin soul?
Yes, great. Yes, please.
Okay. So what they showed me was that in the beginning of creation, all that existed was one white, pure diamond oval light. And it existed in that state for probably like a trillion billion years in absolute bliss and oneness. And at some point it was decided that consciousness wanted to know itself. So a great council was called, and it was decreed that there would be a split. An original split would be allowed to take place from this original ovoid kind of like, sphere of light, or vast sphere of light. And so then it was decreed that an original split was allowed to take place. And the original split that took place was actual units of masculine and feminine energy. It was actually soul groups, groups of 144 souls that comprised of 72 masculine and 72 feminines. But it wasn't like a masculine essence was created and a feminine essence was created, because they are one essence. They are like two sides of the same coin. So in that original split, what split was the units of masculine and feminine energy, and we stayed in our androgynous states for billions and billions and billions and trillions of years. We stayed in our androgynous state. We didn't want to split. But then when it got to a certain level in our evolution, another great council was decreed, was called, and it was decreed that those original units that were born in that very, very moment, that very spark of creation, we would split for the grand purpose of reuniting with each other, for going forth to expand in our own individuality to ultimately unite. Because there's absolutely no way that you cannot not unite with your original vibrational match. So that is what a twin soul is. It's your original vibrational match. But truly, that energy is within you. Like the place where God hid your twin was within you, in your Kundalini energy, in your sacral energy, in the Ida and the Pingala, in your base of your spine. You have your twin soul energy, and it is for you to do the work to activate the Hieros Gamos, which is the inner alchemical marriage of your own sacred divine union. And that is the only way you will unite with your twin soul. And if you do not do that work, you'll attract a soulmate. And that's not to belittle a soulmate connection, but it's a different contract to a twin soul connection.
Well, that answers the question. That's a beautiful answer. It makes a lot of sense. And it explains why it's very rare as well. So, because not everyone is up to that vibrational frequency where you can magnetize your original pure source energy that you came from, that you are one with, that is you, because we're in this dense plane of duality often. So, it is happening. So the ascension, it is happening because we're ascending. The Earth is ascending, and we're all moving toward that oneness. And so, is that the role of divine partnership would be?
Okay, so basically, when genuine bona fide twin souls, even catalyst twins, it's the same, but it's a different quality. When genuine twin souls connect, twin souls are always eternally in union in the fifth dimension and beyond. Okay, does everyone understand about that? About dimensions?
Yeah, we're into the fifth dimension. Yes.
Yeah, we understand that consciousness is like a radio, and that we at will can tune into whatever frequency band that we choose, because we're sovereign beings, and we've all been heavily programmed to identify with this limited matrix programming. But actually, through our imagination and through our intention and our will, we can tune in. We can attune to the frequency of our heart consciousness, which is unity consciousness, which is fifth dimensional consciousness. So yeah, bearing that in mind, what was I going to say?
Oh, so the role of divine.
The role of divine. Basically, so when these souls connect, these genuine twin souls connect, the field of unconditional love that is activated within their own hearts is the frequency that is destined to lift Gaia out of the 3D matrix into the fifth dimensional matrix. Like it literally is the medicine. Do you know what I mean? It's like the code. Yeah. It's like the master code that is going to lift Gaia. And it is lifting Gaia, because many of us have come into conscious recognition. Like, I'm not in physical union with my twin, but I'm in conscious recognition of my twin. So our eternal fifth dimensional connection has been sealed, has been activated, and this is what I speak about a lot. As a activator, is that what happened to me on my journey was that in 2013, like, I had to let go of my catalyst twin, and I really, really had to just go within and find this, whatever it was I was looking for within myself. And I did exactly that, and I spent a lot of time in India, and I was working with really, really amazing people at that time. And it was 2013, and I got back to England, and one day I was walking around Glastonbury Tor, and all of a sudden I had this revelation of the truth that I am everything that I've ever been searching for, that I truly am that. And then as I carried on walking around Glastonbury Tor, I suddenly had this vision of this mist, and I could see this outline of this man, and then all of a sudden this mist like parted, and I saw his face, and I was very shocked. My mind was just very shocked, because I couldn't believe that on a 3D level that it was this person. But as soon as I saw his face, I experienced the fifth dimensional merge of our souls. And it was and this is what activated, like, me stabilizing in fifth dimensional consciousness. Actually, was my sacred reunion with my twin in October 2013. So yeah, so I did want to say,
so we can reunite.
So when that we
in the etheric,
on the
we
etheric.
can reunite with them, even not in the physical. We can feel their soul and our soul merge, which helps with the ascension, because our hearts are flowering with unconditional love, and that vibe just opens up the earth to raise to that same level.
Yeah.
So we're all a team doing that. Yeah, it's so beautiful. And I understand you have a Facebook group called The Event is Happening, and you have over 78,000 members. So what is can you talk a little about the event in March that's coming up, and how can people join?
Okay, so basically I was guided to set up the group, and it was created on March the 8th, 2018, and we currently have over 81,000 people that have joined the group in 10 months, and it's really, really a very, very life-changing platform where we just tolerate, like, there's no negative energy. It's like really, really super high vibe. I've got 18 angelic moderators, and it's just the most transformational ascension space online, and it's growing exponentially. And yeah, I'd love everybody who hears this to come and check out the page. It's really, really an amazing place. And so it's related to the event, and I was told in October 2017, again by my spirit team, because I only ever go on what I experience from within me. And my spirit team, one day, they just said to me, when I was going for a lovely walk one day, they just came in and they shouted very loudly. They said, Jen, there's going to be an event. There's going to be a solar flash event, and all this light is going to come to the earth. Honestly, I'd never thought about this. I did never, ever thought for 1 second there's going to be an event. But they were telling me, they were like, there's going to be an event. There's going to be all this light coming to the earth, and all those people working in their 3D jobs, they're all going to wake up. And they were like, and then as soon as they wake up, they're going to need music, because I'm a musician. They were like, you need to get on with music. It's the most priority thing that you need to be getting on right now is the music for the awakening masses, because this event is about to happen. So I was like, oh my God, I'd never even heard of the event, you know, but suddenly that's what they called it. And I went home that day and I made a YouTube video, and I was chatting about twin flames, and then halfway into the video, I was like, oh yeah, guys, my spirit team came in today and told me about this event. And the minute I said event, this light came into my room, completely and utterly sort of like, you know, made my whole face vanish. And then all these like lights started dancing all over the room. It was absolutely extraordinary. It's on YouTube, and it was confirmation. So I'd found out about this event, and then all of a sudden I was led to this information that actually there was this whole community of people that were aware of the solar flash event. So based on that was what inspired me to set up the group in March 2018. And it really, really is an amazing place. And actually, last week we set up a homeless fund, because we have some members, like I have women that have been following my work, like elderly women in America, like living in cars. Like this one woman, Tammy, she's been like doing all my monthly ceremonies. I do big monthly ceremonies. She's done every monthly ceremony for 2 years, and she's been living in her car, and she's 58 years of age. And I just suddenly thought, what are we doing? We've got to do something. And so I just had this idea to set up this fund, and we're going to help one member at a time. And now we're going to help Tammy, and we're going to raise money to get her deposit and rent, and then but such amazing things have come out of it, because we set up a subgroup, so she's getting all the love, all the emotional support, all the counselling, everything you can imagine. But what's the amazing thing that I never anticipated that has come out of this is that she's getting loads and loads of readings. So she's following her Dharma, because everyone's booking her for readings, because she's a phenomenal light worker, angelic reader. And so she's just like booked up for the next couple of weeks. So this is what we're doing in this group. It's a miracle, such a miracle.
That's so beautiful. So the group is on Facebook. You can search "The Event Is Happening," and you can apply.
Yeah, check it out.
Questions and sign up right now. The event is happening.
Yeah, come join the Soul family.
And if they want to get your activations on your website and follow you, what is your website?
Honestly, the best thing is come to the event is happening. I am really active on that group, and I write a weekly blog all about twin souls and all about Ascension. And my latest blog is really fascinating. I talk a lot about the rainbow dragons. I talk about Agartha, the inner realms of Agartha, and I talk about Avalon and about how that relates to twin souls. It's really, really interesting stuff. So my website is Matahariji, which is MATAHARIJI.com. Yeah, check out my website and you can see my blogs. And that's what I wanted to tell your listeners about the ceremony on Friday, because we do every single month we do ceremonies, and so the next one is 11/1, because it's a very, very powerful portal date. And sorry, did you want to say something?
Yeah, and just your Instagram is the same, Matahariji. Matahariji.
No, it's the event is happening. My Instagram, I'm sure I changed it to the event.
Oh, okay. The one you sent us has Instagram.com/Matahariji.
Oh, that's weird.
But that's okay.
So I should check that out.
As well. Okay, well, you guys follow this beautiful being, Jen, who's here doing such an amazing job. I'm so grateful that you're here. And today is a new moon, the first new moon of the year. We're in Capricorn, a very auspicious day. So this is a beautiful day to set intentions for your year, to create a theme for what is your year going to be about. I'm very focused on health, and my theme is going to be strength, because I'm going to start weight training, and I'm on a health program with a health coach, and so that's my focus for this year is health and strength. So everyone who's listening can think of a theme and focus on all your intentions today. And now we're at the midway point of our show, so we are going to be taking calls with questions for Jen, or free live mini angel readings for those of you with specific questions. So you can give us a ring at 516-453-9162. Listen to International Angels Network 6 days a week, where we explore everything metaphysical, spiritual, and much more. And we also take your calls for angel messages live on the air. If you're not able to join us live, you can catch the archived podcasts on iTunes, Pinterest, Potable, Player FM, Castbox, Podtail, Podswitcher, Podchaser, Stitcher, and now Google Play. Our online radio network has started a membership program to help spiritual entrepreneurs expand their businesses. International Angels Network offers ongoing support, coaching, and mentoring for all spiritual entrepreneurs worldwide for the low price of just $20 a month. You can register or find out more at internationalangelsnetwork.com/membership. So I'm Shishi O'Donnell. I love empowering people through my one-on-one Divine Life coaching program, and I love helping people connect with their angels and guides and get peace of mind through my angel readings. For info on my readings, events, coaching packages, please visit my website, divineguidancereadings.com. You can follow or friend me on social media. On Facebook, I'm Shishi with a hyphen, O'Donnell, or Angel Shishi on Instagram. So give us a call at 516-453. Make sure you press 1 on your phone keypad or Skype keypad if you have questions. So we have Jay from Canada on the line. Hi, Jay. Happy New Year.
Hey, welcome to the New Year. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, nice to hear from you. So Jen is quite extraordinary, isn't she?
Yeah, it sounds like quite the interesting awakening when you're young. That's amazing.
Yeah. So did you have a question?
Yeah, my question is regarding, last year was all about basically about grief, actually. So I just wanted maybe the first 3 months of this year in regards to, moving forward in grief. And also it's new projects and creativity coming up. I just wondered what Jen's thoughts were about that. Thanks.
Jen, can you hear? Hello, Jen? Okay, I'm not sure where we might have lost her. Are you still there, love?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Were you able to hear Jay's question? Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I could always hear you. Yeah. Okay, so was that basically what do I think about the energies of the next 3 months? Was that the question?
Yes.
And also about leaving. He's been grieving, and is that part of your question? Is how to leave the grieving process?
Well, I don't have to leave it, but just more of it's lots of lessons learned in that grieving process over the year.
Okay, so I think with grief, personally, I would always be generous with grief and sit with grief and really and give it attention and high quality attention, because it is really worthy of that. And I feel that the more that we can really run towards and face those aspects of ourselves, that is ultimately how we bring them home. And it isn't by sort of wishing them away or thinking that they shouldn't be there, but it's really by seeing this as an opportunity to love ourselves. And so I think that going forward for all of us, that has got to be the theme for the first 3 months, is really putting into practice this notion of loving oneself and taking it out of the abstract realms into the very, very practical realms of what is that. Because that's when everything changes, the whole game of life changes, when you can really, really have that high quality relationship with yourself. And it means sitting with your grief, and turning towards your grief and drinking hot chocolate with it and lying under the stars with it, as a way to ultimately alchemize it. And as we practice this level of mastery within our own self and our relationship with our own self, then this trains us of how to be with our brothers and sisters. And so when our brothers and sisters come to us with their grief, we can sit with them, and we're not going to run from them. We can sit with them and drink hot chocolate with them as they go through it. Do you know what I mean?
So you're talking about friends, because I don't really have a family except for my dad, and I'm kind of like move away from my sister. So
friends? I wasn't. What do you mean?
Well, just thinking about what happened over the year.
Yeah. So I'm just, everything that is happening to us is an opportunity for us to practice self-mastery. And so what I'm saying is if you notice that grief is coming up, or whether it's anger, or whatever visitors, coming up for us, then this is an opportunity for us to run towards that. And then we really, really go up a level with our self-mastery. And that is what the whole purpose of life is to attain self-mastery. So I can only give guidance from that perspective.
Yeah, thank you. That's beautiful, Jen. And Jay, the cards I pulled are time to go and steady progress. So the steady progress is about basically the day-to-day, and all we have is this eternal moment of now, of course. So every day when you reroute, it says, we acknowledge you for the progress you've made in remembering love in your daily activities. We can clearly see the contributions you're making through your thoughts, feelings, and actions of love. So I know we always say what's coming up in the next 3 months and year. Really, it's about being present in each now moment and heart-centered and being in a state of love. And regarding the grieving, I got that it's time to go. The sun sets and rises each day, and it's the same with the avenues in your life. See the beauty within each sunset in your life, and know the sun will also rise again tomorrow. Endings are merely the start of a new beginning, and we are with you through each phase and cycle. And I feel, I know you've had hot chocolate with your grief, and you did honor it, and I do feel it is time to move beyond that cycle into a new life of meeting new people, of trying new things, and going out and really living the highest version of your divine life. So I thank you for your call, Jay, and wish you a happy New Year's. And yes, your angels are surrounding you and loving you very much. And thank you so much, Jen.
Yeah, thank you much.
That really resonated. That was beautiful, yeah.
Yes, gorgeous. Okay, so we had a question from one of our listeners. Thanks, Jay. When you said 11-1, in the U.S., we say 1/11. So you're talking about January 11th is your meditation?
Yeah.
Is that what there was a little bit of a confusion there. So tell us just briefly, because I had a question on that from someone, what are you talking about, the 11-1 or the 1/11?
So basically, for the last 3 years or 2.5 years, I've been guided to facilitate ceremonies on the portal dates such as 11-1, 2-2, 3-3, 4-4, 5-5, 6-6, etc., as well as on equinoxes and Samhains and other sort of like big ceremonies like equinox and and things like that, Samhain, Beltane, things like that. And so and basically, so this one, they're very, very powerful, very, very life transforming, but we do a lot of work we work with a lot of the galactic beings in this transmission. There's often about maybe 250, 300 people online at the same time working their grid point. And on this one, we're going to be working with the Pleiadian beings because they've got a certain protocol that they're giving out to individuals, and they've guided myself to bring a big group together so that they can implement this protocol, and it's to do with adjusting our vessels for this bombardment of light, because we are in this ascension. There's no turning back, and we are ever evolving into our crystalline light bodies. And so this particular dispensation is to assist us to adjust to this high frequency of light, right? That's one part of it. The other part of the ceremony is we're going to be focused on removing certain interference energies that has had an agenda to keep the twins separate. and I'm not normally called to work with any sort of low frequencies like that, but what it is that this is the end of the sort of like the days of the cabal or the powers that were. Like, these are the end days. Like, literally, this is like it's And so what we're being asked to do is we're being asked to clean up a particular aspect of that agenda, which has been to keep the genuine twin souls in separation. But there has been a massive agenda. So we're going to be working to clear that and just really just getting it out of this solar system, out of this galaxy, out of so all that interference energy is gone.
That sounds so powerful. I will definitely be there.
It's really
powerful. How do we join you, love? What's the best way?
So basically, if you go to the Event is Happening group, you'll see my blog post, Twin Soul Ascension, and if you read the blog post, it will guide you to book onto the transmission. So it's happening in the Event is Happening group. Everything, all roads, you can connect with me so easily in the Event is Happening group, and this work is open to donation. Yeah. And there's other aspects as well, which are mind blowing. Yeah.
So we're going to be meeting you on the event.
You get to see me.
Join you there. Wonderful. Yeah. Okay, so we have another caller, Shruti from Arizona, on the phone. Shruti, are you there?
Wonderful.
Yes, I'm here. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. So how can we help you today, love?
Thank you for taking my call. And my question is getting more insight on my twin soul.
Your question is, I'm sorry?
Regarding my twin soul. Information regarding it. I'll definitely attend the meditation.
Do you understand that, John?
Yeah, that's not something that I'm sort of like doing right now, is going into people's Akashic fields and bringing through information about their twin souls. I'm not really open to do that on a personal level.
Okay.
But you could pull some
cards. Other questions, Len?
Yeah.
Did you understand what you were saying about... Oh, go ahead.
About what?
That's not how I... Yeah. Go ahead, sweetie.
Yes, I do understand. Jen mentioned that right now she's not doing one-on-one to give information.
No, but I mean, were you able to hear our discussion earlier about twin flames and how it's very rare, and you often need a catalyzing soul flame, a twin soul, a catalyzing twin soul that helps you prepare. And if you're not in a relationship with your twin flame, it's best to work on raising your vibration to the highest vibration of unconditional love, and being open to seeing everyone, as Jen was talking about when she had her Kundalini awakening and she experienced the oneness and the divinity of all, that every single person you come in contact with is your beloved. Maybe not your twin soul, but your twin soul is always there. So maybe doing some meditation to commune with your twin soul, which is really yourself.
Because she said there is an internal. She had indicated that it's all internal. The twin soul is an internal aspect that we want to connect with the original.
I mean, what I would say to all of us is that the message that I've received from my spirit guides is that it is imperative that we stand in faith. Like, it was okay in 2018 and 2017 to be sort of like wobbling here and there, but for what's really, really going on a planetary level right now, and all these twin soul unions that genuinely are anchoring, it is absolutely imperative that wherever we are on this journey, that if we are on this journey of manifesting our divine union, that we stay in faith. And that applies to all of us. That applies to you, to me, to absolutely everyone on this journey, because if you're getting all the signs, all of the synchronicities, all of the alignments, like constantly, and for many of us, like that is what is happening. If we're still going into doubt and trust and disbelieving, then that gets to a point where that actually becomes like abusive. When God is really, really telling you something, but you're there saying, no, I'm mad, I'm crazy, what am I thinking? Then it gets to a point where that actually becomes self-abusive. you know. So it's time now. So if we really, really are on this twin soul journey, and you're getting all the alignments, all of the synchronicities, you know who this beloved is, you know, now is the time for all of us to stand in faith wherever we are on our journey. And, you know, it's no longer a luxury. It is an absolute necessity for us to stand unwavering in faith.
Beautiful. Okay. Thank you, Jen. Does that make sense, Shruti?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're
for
welcome,
your call.
sister.
So we have Ashil from New York. Are you there, Ashil? Ashil? Maybe I'm saying it wrong. Hello? Okay. Karen from California. Are you there? Ashil disconnected. Sorry. Karen, are you there?
Hi. Yes, I'm here.
Hi, Karen. How are you, love?
Hi.
What can we do for you?
Great. I'm wondering if the Pleiadians have given any information about this year ahead.
Yes, I would say that the Pleiadians are saying that the contact is getting stronger and stronger. And for a lot of us, that contact is happening on a telepathic level currently. I myself am in a more deeper, intimate relationship with Pleiadians than I am with most human beings. I'm so like, there is such an exchange going on. Do you know what I mean? And this is becoming more and more common. So contact is going to become much more prolific. How I connect with them is that they're very, very playful and they're very light. So when my energy is very light, so if I'm dancing or if I'm, you know, like going into feel like listening to high frequency music or something like that, then I can feel their energy coming in. Just giving people tips of like how to connect with their frequency. They're very, very high frequency, and they're very, very good at humanoid telepathy, at human telepathy. They're very, very highly adept. So I think that that's a message about the Pleiadians, is that expect more contact. I'd like to say that we are going to get disclosure. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say we're going to get disclosure. 2019, we're going to have Pleiadians standing by whoever's in you know, the president in the White House, going, "Yep, we're here. We're beautiful. We're gorgeous. Yep, we love you. We are here to serve you. Here's Nasara. Here's Jasara. Like free energy. Like, let's make this a paradise that God, you know, intended it to be."
In 2019, that would be amazing. I'm so excited if that's the case.
I'm holding out for that. I'm holding out for that contact.
Okay, me too. I'm holding the vision.
Yeah.
So does that help, Karen? Good answer, right?
That's lovely. That's wonderful. Thank you very much. It's great to hear. Thank you. So lovely.
Thank you, Karen.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So we have Ashil from New York is back. We're disconnected.
Hi.
And hi, Ashil. How are you, love?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. Did you have a question for me or Jen or for the angels, or want a reading?
I have a question for both of you. 2019 is here, and I'm trying to see what's coming up for me, you know.
What's coming up for you, Ashil? That's our question to you. What are you wanting to create for yourself in your life?
I'm thinking in terms of my love life and my career.
Okay, so the card I pulled is prioritize. Focus on your highest priorities. I will help you get organized and motivated. So did you hear how Jen was talking about that the event is happening where people with the regular jobs are waking up and they're no longer satisfied working in the matrix and all that? That's what I feel is happening to you, is that you're having your wake-up call where you're no longer, it's not business as usual. You're needing to tune into your soul and find out what is your special gift that you're here to give. So how much time are you putting, and the other thing about is healthy lifestyle. So they want you to focus on health. Eat a healthful diet, exercise, adequate sleep. So for you to be of service in the highest version of what you're here to do, you need to focus on health and you need to prioritize going within and getting clear on what it is you want to bring to the table. Because I feel you're very gifted, and they want you, you know, there's a certain level of confidence that is needing to happen before you can have the doors open where these new possibilities for work open up. So the inner work of having this unshakable awareness of your true divine nature and your unique gifts that you're here to help bring to the world is what the inner work needs to happen to have that happen. What are you feeling, Jen?
Yeah, I totally resonate with absolutely everything that you just said there.
Okay, great. So, Ashil, when you done your inner work, you're writing your journal. I mean, I am seeing you organizing people. Like, you're great at getting people together and getting them to do things. Are you doing that actively right now? Have you started any groups or men's groups, meetup groups?
No, I haven't started, but I have done that kind of work before. I worked, as a manager, and I was very good at it. And but I do feel like I'm going more toward something spiritual, but I don't know what it is. I just feel it, but, I try to meditate. I try to, so
yeah.
Hopefully it's going to be
the
clear.
meditation, you're on the right track, but I feel there's something with community that needs to happen for you. So is there some meetup group that you could start, like a meditation meetup group in your area to get more people together to kind of raise a vibratory field of unity and people supporting you to your greatness, kind of pushing you? I'm feeling like you're a baby bird that's getting pushed out of the nest, and that has to happen. Can you start a meetup group or some kind of group?
I'll start working on it. I can start doing research on that. Maybe it can become clearer to me once I get doing more. It's just because I didn't know what it was. I just felt like
there's
something. So
the
right now,
angels are going to show you. They're going to show you what it is.
Okay.
It's just in your meditation, your guides are going to get you. How do you know that it's your soul leading you towards something? You get really excited about it. When you're excited about anything, I don't care what it is, it could be watching art films, it can be anything. You create something around it, and you're meant to meet someone at that group that will change your life. It could be a romantic partner. Now, how are you doing with health? Are you on a health program? Do you exercise? Are you into eating right and all that, high vibrational foods and organic foods?
Well, I mean, I exercise, like 3 times a week, and my diet is not as bad. I don't eat junk food or anything like that, but I guess I have to go more towards organic, so to speak. But I don't eat any kind of junk food, but I can definitely improve my diet,
Okay, well, that's why that card is there, and that is, it's not like, you have to get all perfect and have a perfect body, and then you can meet your love. No, it's not. They're not saying that. But for you to raise your vibration, you do have to. I mean, it's interesting that the way you answered the question, do you eat a healthy diet, is, I think what you said is it's not that unhealthy or something like that. But
I stay away from junk food, but it's pretty decent, to be honest with you. I do my oatmeal, I take my fiber, I eat my vegetables, you know what I mean? But I can be maybe a little more cautious about the kind of the meat that I eat. You know what I mean? I can improve that area, and I'm willing to work on that.
Okay, great, because that's what your angels want you to do. Since you asked for their suggestions, they never tell you what to do. They only give suggestions. Yeah. Because they love you and you have free will choice. But if you're asking about love, life, and career, the answer is prioritize what's most important, going within, again, getting more healthy with exercise and eating organic and all that stuff, and lots of water. Liquid light is water. So thank you for your call. And then we have Belinda Myers on our thank you, Mom. Belinda Myers on our YouTube Live asked for a general message for the new year for her. And the cards I'm pulling for you are, wait, don't rush into action right now. Bide your time for better results. And then treasure chest and gifts from God. So this isn't a time for huge action for you right now. Maybe it's a time for you to be taking, doing the soul searching and writing your intentions for 2019. Like we talked about, today is a new moon. It's a great time for intention setting, getting clarity, picturing these visions of what you're wanting in your life. I know you want to move is what's feeling, but they're not saying do it yet. It's still the time for visualizing and intentions. And then at the right time, it says an unforeseen windfall of abundance, of new abundance comes to you now. And gifts from God. We bring you gifts. So open your arms to receive. So why don't you just put your arms up to the sky right now. And I want you to repeat after me. I accept good, love, money, opportunities, success into my life right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And just see your dreams coming true and be open and willing to receive. So thank you, Belinda, for that question. Do you have anything for Belinda Myers, John, as far as advice or guidance for 2019 general message?
Sorry?
Do you have a message for Belinda Myers? Any guidance that's coming to you for her?
The guidance that I'm getting is that it's so important to prioritize being present. And no matter what's going on in your mind, the thoughts and your emotions and sensations in your body, just realize that actually bringing your awareness to the present moment, like that this is how the master walks this path. And it you know, this is the practice where you become the observer of your thoughts and your emotions, because they are temporary, and what is eternal is the observer. Like it's presence. That which is eternally present is the self, is the true divine self. So I would just say for everybody, and make that your priority, not the drama in the mind, because that's just the ego, and it's just always pulling you into the story. It's always pulling you into the past and into the future. But really, where the real, true spiritual party is happening in the present moment. This is where it's at.
That's absolutely great. Yes, so true. We have about 4 minutes left. Would you be able to lead us in like a couple minute meditation to be present, Jen?
Sure.
Or
sure.
Would you feel comfortable with that?
Okay.
Great.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so just inviting everyone, wherever you are now, just find yourself in a comfortable position. And just gently close your eyes. And just start to take some deep breaths. Breathing in through your navel center. And as you breathe out, bringing your awareness to where your body is in contact with the floor, or the chair, or the bed. Just allow yourself to feel carried, like you can truly relax. All is well. It is safe for you to relax. It is safe for you to give permission to your inner self to relax. And it is safe for you to eternally relax into the silence of your inner being. That is watching, observing the rise and fall of all temporary phenomena. And just like the sky can never be eternally marked or scarred by any cloud, it's the same with any thought or emotion. Can never ever leave a trace.
That's so beautiful. Not to cut you off, Jen, but I know we're in the eternal moment of now, but we have 1 more minute left. So I wanted to acknowledge you and thank you so much for taking time out of your life to come and share your wisdom on International Angels Network. Everything you shared was so fantastic and beautiful. So thank you for being with us. And
yeah, well,
I
let me
look
know
forward
if you'd like me to come on again. It would be great. Yeah.
Yes, let's have you back anytime. So January 11th, we'll see you on your beautiful event that you have on your
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Now. Thank
Wonderful.
you.
Have a lovely day. Blessings.
You
Bye.
too. Bye.